Don't you fish them on the hair, but you were there was a Sligo crew that was on.
Yeah. There was lots out here.
There was lots out there now at that rock you see. Where the fight stays are coming on.
Before, yeah.
That's Godlock, isn't it?
Godlock rock.
Yeah. It happened in the middle of the night, I think, didn't it?
But roughly around 2 o'clock or between 2 and 3.
Yeah. Engine failure.
Engine failure was the cause, like.
And they didn't drop the anchor either, did they?
No, he kept on trying to repair the engine to get it going, and he was different, too near the rock, you know, and he hadn't thought he had it. They came a change of wind in the meantime.
Yeah.
And it seemed that there mustn't be anybody up on deck, you know.
Yeah.
Must be all them. That nobody checked on the wind or anything.
Yeah. So they were all lost.
They were all lost, 3 of them were lost. 3 or 2 they were there.
Yeah.
3 of them got lost.
2 of them were Foyes, weren't they?
Feather and
Sean Foy and the son.
Sean Foy and his son, and a man by the name of McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Foy was got. Foy's body was got.
Where?
Way up the bay, up Shallow Bay.
Rathfran Bay.
And up in Rathfran Bay.
And none of the others were got.
The McLaughlin and the son
never got.
Their bodies were never found.
And the boat wasn't found either.
Oh, the boat was smashed to pieces.
Was it?
Oh, the boat was smashed into matchwood.
Well, there were pieces of it, I think, washed in somewhere, was there?
Further on up along the
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
That'd be the Lacan tragedy. The Lacan tragedy in 1927.
Oh yeah, well that's a different thing now. But when the
Boys boat is up here at the
oh yeah.
they call it the Pologranny we call it.
Oh, up there it was washed in, was it?
Yeah. That's the right name of that.
Pologranny.
Pologranny. Name. In there there's a lot of washed in there.
Yeah.
That
was what year? 19?
Probably 81, I think. 1981.
Yeah.
And the lifeboat from Admore came down here too, didn't it? The whole neighbourhood was
I think
it was just helicopters and Gordon's Tobacco Club.
In the middle of the night from searchlights and all kinds of things,
yeah.
but they were late, wasn't they?
They were late. There was a big commotion all right. Even all the native fishermen now tried to do what they could, but
yeah,
there was nothing they could do.
And Flyer trawlers came in searching too, helping on. Yeah. Nothing they could do, you know.
Out here at Godlock.
Well, there was a fella close by him at the time, like, you know, when it happened.
Yeah.
But then when he came to his rescue, there was nothing he could do. He was on the rock.
He couldn't come in?
No, he couldn't. There was not a hope.
It was a
there was a big stair running at the rock.
Yeah, it was night time too, wasn't it?
Yeah, night time.
Oh, night time, and it was very rough.
Even though it'd be no good even in daytime.
Yeah.
To say what's heavy, you know, he couldn't get in that close, you know.
Yeah. These rocks here, clodded Dunana.
Clodded Dunana.
What about the Dunana, Mike? Special kind of a fish, was
Special kind of fish. He's much like a nail, nearly.
Yeah.
But a different colour.
Yeah. He'd be more of the ling. He'd be more of the ling.
More of the ling type.
And they used to kill him here off the bank.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Fish the McLeans and often get them in. They'd often come in and wait after the tide to go out and in ledges under the rock.
Yeah. Would he be big or small?
He'd be about 7, 8 inches long.
Yeah, up to the foot.
Oh, small fella. The Dunana.
Yeah.
And that's Cluj out there, isn't it?
That's Cluj.
Yeah. Up there in the distance is
that's known as Skell.
Skell, named after the rocks.
Named after the black face of black rock.
Is it the land overhead now that's called Skell?
No, it's more the land is the land both sides of it is
known as
Skell from the rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Men from around here?
Men from this area in olden times were known as the Lagan men. They were often nicknamed the Lagan men.
From down here?
From down here. Now, how that
name came about?
How the name came about, I don't know. There's no place called the Lagan here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. And Skelp up there?
That's Skelp.
Gordon. And Dignon down here.
Which one you don't see it stranded now? There is much but they're up here.
Pologranny in there.
They're up there now, the fine big stones up there.
Yeah. And this is the wall.
That's the main wall between Kilcummin and Carrasquillo.
Yeah. On the left hand side there now is
the left hand side is Kilcummin.
Kilcummin Park. That's what they call it, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Now the road came to an end there, didn't it?
The road came to an end there. There was a village. But when you get up to that, there was a village there, a fairly big village.
Yeah. So this is the end of the road here, isn't it?
That's the end of the road there.
Right. There was a whole village here, Paddy.
A whole village here now.
And this here is a part of the sidewalk.
That's part of the sidewall of the houses. Of course, they were all thatched houses.
Yeah.
There was Tomishes, there was Cardens, There was Robertson's.
Was it Haggerty's?
There was Haggerty's.
Would it be a Friday, I wouldn't?
And there was Prile's.
Down here.
Down here.
I have the names on the list all right, 1856.
That's right.
Some of them would extend back into this hollow here, would they?
Back into this, way up here, all the way up as far as...
Robinson's.
Up as far as... Well, Robertson's was actually Haggerty's.
Was
Robertson married in there. That was Haggerty's, actually.
Yeah.
Robertson married in there.
That'd be John Robinson's father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big great-grandfather now, the Tony.
Yeah, right at this wall is Carrastira.
Right to that wall is Carrastira.
And left is the whole way over at
Left is the whole
Kilcummin
way over
Park.
to Kilcummin.
Yeah. The village here was called Skelp.
Skelp, yes.
And I come to the rocks way over
And
there.
they come to the rock above.
Yeah.
I seen, Cairn was the last that was here now. In fact, I seen him living in him. There was two brothers, Mickey, Cairn and Martin.
Yeah.
Martin was a very religious man.
Yeah.
And Mickey wasn't that religious. Martin was very religious now.
Any tradesmen here among these villagers?
Not that I know about. They were fishing, I think.
Yeah, well, one of them was a creel maker anyhow.
Oh, there was.
John Robinson.
Oh, John Robinson used to make creams, all right. There was a drowning tragedy here, that's a way back. Where they were drowned out in Clanna Bay or something, people from this village.
Yeah.
Some Thomases were on
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
Well, the creel maker was called a creelador, wasn't he?
He was called a creelador.
A creelador. Creel.
Yeah, what the party that was drowned
Yeah.
were supposed to be seen coming back, the whole crew were supposed to be seen coming back in the night.
Yeah.
Coming for here, coming back across
Over the wall.
for here.
Yeah.
For the
Across the road, yeah.
Yeah,
When I was very young.
that's right. Maybe more.
200 years ago or more.
Yeah.
This was your father's house here, Mike, wasn't it?
It was.
Johnny Laughney, was it?
Johnny Laughlin.
He was the last pilot, wasn't
He was the last pilot here.
Now, his father before him didn't live here, did he?
No.
Where did they live?
There's about 400 years back there.
Oh, down the road.
Down the road at the corner of the village here, and left going to from here.
Did all the generations of Laughney's, pilot Laughney's live down there?
From there.
Did they?
Yeah.
The 7 of them?
Well, I don't know, but it's been that village anyway. So.
Yeah.
They all live in that village.
They all live in the village anyway, no, in the one house or not, but they all live in the village, we say.
Yeah. Will we be able to see the site down there?
Oh, it's on the corner of the road here.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Well, this house here now, the last door that was here was Willie Knox.
William Knox for the back.
And before that there came how many generations of Laughney's here?
So my father would be dead, I'd say.
Yeah.
He'd be dead.
And they were all pilots,
They were all
wasn't
pilots.
they? Walking down on from Kilcummin into up
Yeah.
to Moy Bear.
Up to my bear and to Bernay
Yeah.
Harbour.
This was the house.
This was the house now.
So it must be 400 or 500 years old, let's say, this house here, would it be?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was the house now.
Yeah. A house that made a lot of history and almost forgotten. Few people I'd say in the village know it. Eh?
And then at that time it was all sailing vessels.
Yeah.
That's right, no, I was
All
telling you that
same.
before,
Yeah.
Paddy.
There was no steam or coal or anything, then it was
No
all
engines.
sail.
Yeah, you had to be a good pilot in other words.
Well,
You had?
his father, now I often heard his father was out on his own
Right.
in the line of sailing boats, now with the sail. He was out on his own.
Yeah.
He even brought sailing ships up the Moy Bear,
Four-masted sailing ship.
four-masted sailing ships under their own steam,
Yeah.
under the sail.
Under the sail, yeah, the power
Yeah.
of sail, no steam.
And there was another hobby here that the Lochness had here. They made small little, toy boats, sailing boats.
Yeah.
Set them up just like the same now, the model, just the same as any ship. And they could bring them out to them lake that's back here now in Carrastreelach known as Lingmoor.
Yeah.
In winter time, they brought their boats there and sailed them. And they often rose arguments about different men, about my boat's a better boat than yours. and I can
In
sail
other
them.
words, they were real sailors.
And
Oh,
they
real
could set the
sailor.
sail, then to
They'd set the boat and set the sail.
But
and-
putting sail, a certain way, like some 100 degrees against the wind and everything,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
So
That's
it
what
worked
they are.
on
Well,
it
his
that way.
father was noted at that now. He was a noted man at the sail.
Yeah.
It was wonderful, all right.
It's the boundary wall down there now. isn't it?
Boundary wall now. On your left is Kilcummin and
All the way down
right
to
is
the shore.
Ballindina.
Yeah, all the way down to the shore.
All the way down to the shore.
And up there is Crookbag, is it?
That's what
Crookmore. What do they call this one here?
Connebrehon.
Yeah. Any crows ever on?
Oh, there'd be loads of them. They'd be hatching. There'd be more jackdaws.
Yeah.
They'd be hatching in the cliff face.
Yeah. Very big one. And we have another one here.
Yeah, another one here.
What's this little thing here called?
Well, I haven't an idea what this is called now. I never heard a name on it.
Yeah. There's a mound of stones there on the top, isn't there?
There is. It looks like a ring fort. Whether it is or not, I don't
Not a
know.
barrier. And some of it was dug away here,
Some
wasn't
of
it?
us dug away to make land.
Yeah. And some of that up there was dug too, wasn't
Oh,
it?
it was. It was dug away there.
Did they find any gravel here, I wonder?
No, not gravel. No, there's no gravel here at all.
Oh.
That I know about.
Yeah, Crookmore.
Oh, Crickmore is supposed to be caused by volcanic action.
Could be.
Well, it's supposed to now.
What's the face of it look like from the other side? Rock?
The face to it is rock, vertical rock and clay.
Yeah.
Straight down to the
No
thing.
gravel?
No, there's no gravel. It's rock and old shale and clay and what have you.
Yeah, right. Right. Out there is Kusanagawa somewhere.
Kusanagawa. And Crookbeg beyond it to the left.
Yeah.
That's where some widow woman was supposed to have put Johnston's goats. Now Johnston was the landlord of this.
Yeah.
In fact, his castle was here somewhere. And whatever he wronged this widow woman, and she put some cushion anyway, she put whatever goats he had, she put them down that path and out to sea.
Yeah.
And didn't return.
Swan for Donegal.
Swam for until they drowned, I suppose.
Yeah.
Then it was known since as Kusanagawa.
Yeah, right. Tell us all about there.
Yeah.
More in Ballygarry than in
Well, it's more in Ballygarry than it's in Kilcummin. It's almost in the Maiden fence.
the
But it's
Dobie Hole.
The Dobie Hole.
Yeah. That's where Kilcummin was supposed to be watched in, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's what Kilcummin was supposed to be watched ashore.
Carasila means the striped quarter of land. (274 acres), situated surrounded by water almost. Pologranny there, Bachduff out there. And Clonarhan River on the strand out here. Contour line. Yeah, and these are all the forts, about 16 of them, now covered with sand. There's supposed to be 20 feet of sand in places here before you meet the original clay. Here was the site of the old village, or of the herd's house, McGregor's. Carastila, the striped quarter of land. According to O'Donovan of 1838. This was Nagaban, where the field of the camps, where they held the pattern, and they sold the whiskey and drink or liquor, whatever it was. Full of sand hills. Now that's it there looking towards us. To the left of that wall is Carastila, and out there is the backstrand in Pologranny. Over here is the site of the herd's house, and right of that road there, Carastila, right of the wall. There's Carastila coming from Carastila the striped quarter of land. In 1838 it contained 274 acres. It was the property of Reverend James Burrows and was all sandhills. It was Bishop's land. In 1641 it was called Kilcummin and was Bishop's land. It wasn't called Callastgeelach then. In 1856, according to the Griffith valuations, it was the same size. The immediate lessor was Catherine Burrows and the occupier was Daniel Madden. He had land and a health house here. He paid £27.5 for this townland and rent to Catherine Burrows. There is a legend about this townland that a 7-year wind blew in here from the sea and covered the land with sand. There is supposed to be good fertile land way down under the sand, I suppose 20 feet down. This must have been a populated area at one time, as there are around 16 round forts here, marked on the present day map. It is difficult to see them today as they are covered over with bent. Down here is Pologranny. You never heard it was a good place for fishing or anything?
Oh, it's a good place. You got out there, you fished out there. Yeah. And
dangerous for currents too, I think, isn't it? Ocean currents.
There is a current in it, only there was often seaweed washed in it and was brought up the cliff for manure.
Oh yeah, here.
Some of the boats in the Lacan tragedy were washed ashore there and that ledge of rock.
Was it?
And didn't Martin Kelly come in the time of the tragedy and climb up this cliff here?
I see.
He was on the boat to the Lacan tragedy and he was, they were washed in over that rock there, one boat of them, and some of the crew came ashore. There was a man drowned there. The man by the name of Kearney was drowned there in the...
Anthony Kearney.
Yeah. Would it be Anthony Kearney? He was lame, I think.
Pologranny out there, and the rock going out is backed up. Rough seas coming in. In the back strand, where the legendary Battle of Lacan was supposed to have been fought. And a well there often used by the fishermen on the cliff face. Pologranny, whole of the cliff. Well there.
No, nothing I know about.
Fishermen using water or what? Go on the boat.
Yeah, drank water. That's about all.
Yeah. Any legends attached to the back strand?
Oh, there was supposed to be a ghost on it.
Was there? You didn't hear anything about it, Jesse?
No. There was supposed to be a ghost on it, all right. There was supposed to be a ghost in it, and it's a man from our village by the name of Pat Timlin.
Yeah.
Supposed to have, back here he was looking for wreckage after a north wind storm.
Yeah.
And he'd seen this man before him. So he decided he'd have a chat with him and he quickened the step to catch up with him, but no matter how quick he'd go, the man was before him.
Yeah.
He ran as hard as he could and he was supposed to be a good runner. He still couldn't catch the man. Yeah. So the man hopped up on a ledge here at, here on Pologranny.
Backed up?
And backed up. He stepped up on a ledge here and disappeared. He couldn't see him anymore.
From then onwards?
So that was...
Yeah, there's also... people think too that was over there, maybe the Battle of Lacan was fought. You haven't heard
oh yes, yeah, the Battle of Lacan.
On the back strand?
What's supposed to be fought on the back strand. Yeah. And the green hill in the distance.
Yeah.
It's where the invaders are supposed to be
buried. Yeah, the Viking burials.
Yeah, Viking burial.
Yeah.
In fact, the bones are there to be seen when the sand is in.
Pologranny down here, where Martin Kelly was supposed to have made it up in the dark night of 1927, the night of the Lacan tragedy, or drowning as they call it. Out there is Garlock, where the waves are breaking. Up here is the Schelp, running all the way up as far as Johnny Riley's, I believe, of Turin, and away down to the head. Down here is the wreckage of Foy's boat that was wrecked off Garlock some years ago. And out there is Bachduff, where another member here lost his leg trying to retrieve timber or something. Up here is Fidon, it's called. It's a stream. Pologranny. This is called Fidon.
The Fidon, yeah, it goes up, way up there, and it goes underground when you go up a piece there.
Yeah.
It goes underground. The name of the stream is coming down from Carratrasna village.
Yeah. And going out here.
And it's coming out here.
That point over there, Paddy, what do they call it?
Point Bullina Drapera.
Bunny.
Bully.
Oh, yeah.
The bank.
Yeah.
Bullina Drapera.
Yeah.
And the river going up by the back out at the sea was known as Pologranny. Pologranny, I understand it was the hole on the sand hills.
Yeah.
The sand hill known as the Corr.
And I always thought it was the turn of the river.
And you thought it was the Corr of the river?
So, yeah.
Well, there was a sand hill known as the Corr, of the Corr.
Yeah. Did you?
A corwire was a fish. A corwire is more as a fish. I understand it, some of the mackerel species.
Yeah.
Something similar to
call the sandy that Paddy is talking about, the Corglass.
Corglass?
Yeah.
Ah. And he was found in this hole over here?
Was a big should be up there since the rock.
Seven Hills. And this was the mass path used by the people of Kilcummin, Carratrasna and Ballygarry across through this Carrasquilla, which was called the Borough. Way over here across the strand and over to Lacken Church, the old church in Lacken, which was right of that bungalow there, which is not in it anymore. We can see some of the tracks here coming up through Carrasquilla, or the Borough as they called it. The people of
Mass path, the people who went to Mass. They came down, we'll say, from the different villages. He came from
Kilcummin here.
Kilcummin, he came from Church Village. And we came this path down along here, across, out on the strand. You took off your shoes.
Across the tide.
When the tide was in, you often had to take off your trousers. Tied around your neck.
Yeah.
And wade across. Wade across. And often in winter time, little floes ice coming down with the tide, be cutting your shin bones. I remember going across and my two shin bones all cut at the flow ice coming down.
Well now, when did this come to an end? How long ago?
Feather Diamond.
Yeah, well, Feather Diamond had Mass in the community centre.
Yeah.
He says 3 Masses now. He says 2 in the church in Lacken and he says 1 in the community centre at 12 o'clock, half 12.
Well,
he was the man that
and there's nobody going this way anymore now.
Yeah. So the last 20 years though, is it?
Oh, the last 5 years.
The last 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, occasionally before that, like there was cars, people getting cars and they went the road.
Yeah.
And bicycles later on.
So he clinched it when he started
He
saying
finished
that.
it when he came, all right. A good job too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
This was a right away too.
Oh, it still is a right away.
Yeah.
It's a right away on the map.
Yeah. The mass path across the strand to Lacken Church. Right of this wall, Carrasquilla, left is Carratrasna. And over here is the site of Martin Bessie's, or Bridals. The house called Martin Bessie?
It was called Martin Bessie, well Martin Loughnane, but his mother was Bessie Pride Well, Bessie Pride was his aunt. And she was the local midwife for the whole area.
Yeah. Well, that's not in this town, it's in the townland of...
in the townland of Carratrasna. Just on the Mearn, between the Mearn and Carratrasna and Carrasquilla.
Yeah,
the vet, just up at the bottom of the Mearn. She was the local midwife for the whole area.
How long ago? You have no idea? 100 years ago?
I remember seeing her. She'd be old, very old when I seen her. I'd be about, 10, 12 years. Say it'd be roughly about...
50 years
She'd be
ago?
dead around close on 50 years back.
Yeah.
Roughly around 50 years.
Martin Loughnane.
Martin Loughnane. He lived there with her. It was only a one-roomed house.
And her name was Bessie Pride, was it?
Her name was Bessie Pride.
Yeah.
She'd be an aunt to Martin Loughnane.
Yeah.
And he owned his Martin Bessie nickname.
Yeah, right. Right, this is in the townland of
Carratrasna.
Yeah.
Well, it's just on the Mearn. In fact, the wall of the house is the Mearn between Carrasquilla and Carratrasna, from the Carratrasna estate.
Yeah. Now, this was Boland's house, wasn't it?
This was Boland's house.
And there's a legend attached to it.
There's a legend attached to this house.